Hello, welcome everybody. Here we are at Growing in Harmony at Kirkleatham. I'd like to tell you a bit of a new development we've got over here. It's to form a Friends of Growing in Harmony group. Now the purpose of the Friends group would be to actually help out here on the land, do some volunteering themselves, help to develop, cultivate what we have, learn new skills such as organic growing. The main idea though is to spread the idea of the Havana growing system out across Redcar. Now it might seem a big project if you think about the whole of Redcar, learning about what we're up to, but the way we want to do it is have a cadre of people here, a group itself that will learn what we do and actually be active in the development of a community project here on the site. The basic idea is to have a community space which would be over by our third polytunnel, not the first, the third polytunnel, which we've developed in one corner of the land. From that area we've got new raised beds being built. Now those raised beds could actually be the property of the Friends group. They would be able to have areas within those beds to grow their own little crops. They could use the polytunnel in that corner to grow crops and also help us to cultivate some of the heritage vegetables that we're hoping to bring on site. The thing about a Friends group is that it would be semi-autonomous, working on the group, on the land itself, but it would have its own little committee to help function, to be able to plan things and to work more closely with the workers here on the Growing in Harmony site. One of the things about the group is it would actually be able to fundraise for itself. We're hoping maybe to help them develop a funding bid towards Awards for All, or maybe the health trusts, because the benefits to being in a Friends group are manifold. You could actually improve your health, working out in the open, getting all that lovely sunshine on you. It's working actually on the soil, digging, developing, moving things about, but it's also being very close to nature. Anybody on this site, if they look, they'll see animals all around them, they'll see trees, they'll see life as it should be really lived. It's more like nature, a little nature reserve over here. But the Friends group, like we say, we'd like them to develop into something that would take the idea of the Havana model of growing out to the rest of Redcar. For those who don't know what the Havana model is, it is in the early 90s, Cuba was relying quite heavily on Russia for all its imports and exports, mainly of food from the Soviet Union as it was. With the breakdown of communism, Cuba found itself isolated. The Russians were not really all that keen on just dealing with Cuba on its own. The Americans were still having their embargo system, so the Cubans had to find a way of growing enough food for the people on the island to live. They did this by growing in all the available spaces, not just out in the open country, but in the townships as well. People would grow on their windowsills, they'd grow in their little backyards, grow food in their gardens. They set up little mini businesses growing food. This is what we'd hope to promote actually in this Redcar and Cleveland area. People who would learn with us would be quite happy to pass on the skills to their own little local communities, to go out there, teach them organic growing methods, show them how to grow food for themselves, thereby in many ways tackling food poverty, but also it's very therapeutic to be able to grow your own, and it's something that local communities can get involved in. If we can get people who are interested in doing what we're doing here to take into their own communities, it'd be a job well done in spreading the Havana model right across Redcar and Cleveland.